Welcome back to The Man in the Iceberg podcast where we watch Legend of Korra. I'm your host, Mason. Whoop, 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 whoop. Got some special guests with me today. To my right, I got Boris.
Привет, задрota.
Yes, whatever that means. Welcome, Boris. And to my left, I got Jeff.
That's right, my name is Jeff, and I'm all-American. Every ounce of me.
All right, that's good. So, we're doing a pretty neat episode today. Boris, I heard you had something to say about the episode?
I have nothing good to say about American comedy.
Hey, you shut up about America.
You look nice today, Jeff. Don't forget that.
Well, I mean, I guess thanks if you're going to throw around compliments.
All right, that's a really weird give and take, you guys. Let's go ahead and jump into our overview.
I'm sorry, Mason, was it?
Correct.
I mean, I'm Jeff. I'm an all-American. What was the name of this episode again? Because I think you kind of need to set that up for the listeners.
Did we already do introductions? I'm Boris with a K.
Boris, how much vodka did you drink?
I do need vodka.
All right, Jeff, to answer your question, this is episode Old Wounds, Book 3 change of Legend of Korra, and the 32nd overall in the series.
I don't think we need all of that information. I mean, that's kind of a little much, don't you
All
think?
right, are you the guest?
I mean, I guess.
Am I also
Boom.
guest? Can I be guest too?
Boris, you're the guest. Don't worry.
Dostoevsky.
I feel like we have to baby. Anyways, overview. Per Sue's suggestion, Korra begins to learn metal bending. Opal admits her reluctance to leave Zaofu due to her obligations to her family, while Bolin deals with his apprehension toward learning metal bending. Meanwhile, Lin faces her past during an acupuncture session, forcing her to relive the events which led to her and Sue's straining relationship. After a cathartic release of her repressed emotions, Lin makes amends with her sister, as well with Opal, who she convinces to follow her dreams and travel to the Northern Air Temple to train with Tenzin. Elsewhere, Zahir and his group determine Korra's whereabouts shortly after escaping Republic City, deducing that she is under the Metal Clan's protection in Zaofu.
I'm sorry, what are we doing on this podcast again? Because none of what you just said made any sense to me. Were we supposed to watch something?
Well, like I said at the very beginning, we watched The Legend of Korra.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was paying attention to my bald eagle over here.
Yeah, I thought I asked you to let that bald eagle sit outside.
Needs constant monitoring, as it is
Why?
the most American of birds.
So why does it need monitoring?
The show is crap.
It should be.
It's not
Whoa,
good.
Boris,
Hey.
why did you agree to?
Hey,
come
this
on?
is a true American
In Russia,
show.
we have Timur in his squad. We have good
in Russia, you also have bread
children
lines.
books.
Okay,
We
Boris.
do not watch crappy television shows.
Boris, tell me, what is your equivalent to this in Russia?
I'll tell you. Have you ever heard of Dr. Ouch or Chuck and Geck? Probably not.
Boris, how would you give me a quick synopsis of those?
I could not give you synopsis because I never read as kid.
You never
I
read?
was illiterable.
Sorry, Boris. Why don't you
Inedible.
speak in American?
You nice-looking man, you.
I don't know how to feel about that. On the one hand, I hate you and everything that you and your kind stand for, but then you're also just a very nice man.
Thank you, blue shirt wearing gentleman.
Okay, before we get too off topic here, is it my understanding?
Before we get too off topic here,
Is it my understanding that neither of you watched this episode?
It seems to be correct, yes, sir. Thank you for asking me first.
All right, listeners, we'll be right back. We're gonna go quickly watch this episode. All right, we're back, and guess what? Boris and Jeff just decided to wrestle the whole time. We did not watch the episode.
yeah, me as an American, I refuse to watch this style of animated show. I mean, if you're going to give me something that looks like anime, give it straight from Japan. Okay,
But it is American garbage. It is American anime. It is not good. It's no, how do you say in America, no bueno.
That's not American, Boris.
yeah. If you're going to make me watch some dumb anime, at least let me watch some real American anime, Cowboy Bebop and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. None of this fake imitation.
All right. I don't know if you know what you're talking about. So let's try to move on again. Well, how do you guys feel about acupuncture?
Oh, I'm very into acupuncture. Anything that helped me relax after a hard day of work in the rice paddies.
In Soviet Russia, I had my throat acupunctured by giant needle one
That's
time
not what
from
acupuncture
porcupine. Is this acupuncture you talk about?
No, but did you live through that?
I did. Look at this scar. It's very massive.
Oh, okay.
Put that away, please.
So,
I mean, being
like
an American,
bullet
I can take a
wound.
little blood, but I mean, once you show me a little blood, I'll just pass right out.
It's almost as deep as my first wife cut me right here
why
in the heart.
are they still open? Why are these wounds open?
Mason, my dear close friend, here's
Oh,
a story
we're
I tell
close.
you about. Russian biology is different than other known biology. So you see, our wounds take longer to heal, so we learn from our mistakes, and we grow stronger from them.
Okay, but
That is Russian way.
you didn't even like patch them up, try to stitch them. They're just
No.
they're still
Very, very gangrenous.
they're still bleeding. So we see in this episode, Lynn goes and gets some.
I'm sorry, who?
Gosh, just watch the episode. You wouldn't know.
Maybe
Oh,
if you just a little better at describing it, I would have picked up what's on
you've
there.
had 2 chances now to watch this episode, and you have turned them down.
You say Lint? Her name is Lint, like
Lynn.
Pocket Fuzz.
Lynn.
Oh, you mean Lent like Fridays in the Catholic faith?
Yes, I think you mean one of these two options. No other options but these two we have
All right,
given you.
take them as you want. Lynn gets acupuncture in this episode, and it really it brings back some memories. How do you guys think these
I'm not
memories
sure, but
affect the episode?
Jeff with G, can you imagine giving
I'm sorry.
Pocket Fuzz little acupuncture needle things?
What are you talking about right now?
You just pocket
I can't
lint.
understand you in that
It's
stupid
good to
accent.
Pocket lint.
So, from what you heard me read in the overview, what do you think these memories?
I'm sorry, what's an overview now?
mean? Boy, you are just dumb as a nail, aren't you?
No, I'm an American.
All right. So, what do you think these memories? How are they going to affect this episode?
Well, I don't even know what's going on in the whole like sort of plot. I mean, you may have some people who can like control different things with their mind or something. I don't know. I mean, that's just a guess in the dark. But I think that maybe in this episode, what we could see, and what I think I would like to see if I were at some point in the 3rd season of me writing this television show, is maybe get a little bit of a flashback, more an in-depth look at some of the different characters that we might not have got a lot from.
Wow, it's almost like you heard me read the overview. What about you, Boris?
I do not like show.
That doesn't give me your opinion on what you think's going to happen.
Show is not good.
Boris, you're really rude right
I
now.
listened to your podcast before, Mason, and I have picked up that one of your co-hosts, might I say, does not like a certain character, Asami. She's not on this episode, is she?
No, she is not.
What are you speaking about over there?
I still don't like it. Not good. Bad show.
All right. So, Jeff over here was the closest. Yes, these the acupuncture brings up some memories of Lynn and her sister, Sue-In.
Very hot sister.
How do you know? You didn't watch the episode.
I've seen enough.
What are you talking about?
I've seen enough to know better.
Okay, so they you see them when they're younger. Lynn just started off on the police force, and Sue, she's got some weird friends, and she should be in school, according to Lynn. Well, Lynn's chasing this car. They just rob someone. She stops them. She arrests the 2 that run out of the car, and then she hears a stop. No, don't hurt them. Right? That's Sue. Sue.
Now, Sue's a pretty American name.
Oh, Lord. Here we go again. Sue is the getaway driver for a gang. Now, what do you think about gangs, Boris? We'll start with you.
In Russia, I was born into a gang. It was technically called Triad Terror, and I think this is where they got named Terror Triad from. My
So-
gang.
Did you watch the episode or something?
I watched enough.
Okay, so, Jeff, how about you? What do you think about gangs and how they tie into this episode?
I mean, I think we gotta root out all the gangs in America at least. I don't care about Russia; they can do whatever they want over there. Stupid oligarchies. But in America, none of this crime can stand. And you know what? I'd like to put MS-13 in power, just so they can like kind of take control over everything and just root out all the crime.
Okay, we should stop.
Americans need to hire KGB to clean up gang streets.
We should really stop. So we move on, and Lynn she's not liking this, so she gets up and she shoots those needles all over the room somehow.
Sister Lynn is soft. In flashback, Boris would have just killed Sister Sue. In the detail, no more problems.
You tell me you could kill someone in a flashback?
Oh, absolutely. Change your memory.
Can you
Do you
explain?
not have these here in America?
I guess I haven't.
You never heard of Inception? That's what that movie's about, right?
In Russia, we have Inceptors.
Inceptors.
Much different.
How's it different?
Leonardo DiCaprio got Oscar.
Okay. All right, moving right along. Well, next we see Sue and Korra outside trying to learn how to metal bend. And it's going pretty well for Korra. She picks it up pretty quick. They're learning on some meteorites. And Bolin's watching. Will they catch Bolin? What do you guys think about Bolin?
Bolin also soft. In Russia, we metal bend at age 3. Rite of passage to become man. If you cannot metal bend on head or elbow or kneecap, you die.
So you're telling me you guys are benders over there?
We bend all sorts of things.
Yeah, that's a load of bull crap. All of them Russians is liars.
American jealous that he is more handsome than me.
So how are you bending? You just bending metal? What other elements?
We take 3-step process. 1 step, grab pipe. 2 step, put out knee. 3 step, bend pipe. 4 step, drink vodka. That is our 3-step process. It's surefire win every time.
Okay,
you just put drink vodka on every step then? Is that, or on every plan, I guess?
It's Russian way.
I had a question there about that Bolin character.
Go ahead.
And if I sound like I got a little more Southern than I was previously, just disregard that because I'm sure that has nothing to do with anything.
I know it has something to do with the more American you get, the more Southern you get.
Yeah. So what did Bolin do previously?
What do you mean?
Previously to going on like whatever escapade I imagine these people are going on right now to find airbenders or whatnot.
Like what was his latest
his profession?
Job?
Yeah, I guess
he was first he was a professional
professional bender.
And then after that he became a
So he was
actor.
kind of a sports guy.
Yeah, I'd say it was sports.
He played real American football. Kicking the ball around, scoring goals and stuff like that.
No, they threw rocks at each other and fire and water.
That's not a real American sport. I only want sports that you can't touch the ball with your hands unless you're just the one guy that can.
Americans think they know real sports.
Soccer?
American don't.
Talking about soccer?
No, I'm talking about American football.
How American are you, sir?
I mean, I'm the most American. I'm all American. 3-time All American linebacker kicking the ball around.
American wet pansy.
So Bolin asks if he can, or he doesn't really ask. He gets asked if he can, if he wants to learn metal bending, and he declines. And Korra and Sue go off and do their own little thing, and Bolin is caught trying to metal bend now with no one around, except for his little eye candy, Opal.
His girlfriend Opal.
How'd you know that?
Opal reminds me of opiates, which we have caverns of in Russia.
You got caverns of them?
Caverns of opiates.
But how did you know her name was Opal?
I pay attention.
To what? Did you watch the episode?
I've seen enough.
I mean, if you did, I'm going to be very happy.
Prepare for disappointment.
Well, you seem to be knowing what you're saying. That's all I'm saying. Well, he finds out pretty quick that Opal doesn't care if he can metal bend or not. Because he seems like he's going to be a disappointment, but he's not.
Opal has very pretty green eyes like my second wife.
How do you know that? How?
I've watched enough.
How much is enough there?
Enough. More than you, filthy American.
What is the last scene in this
I feel
episode?
like wait, hold on a second. I just got to jump in here. You were very complimentary early on. I can't help but feel that something has changed or something. Because, I mean, you're not really throwing those compliments my way anymore. And you know what? In all truthfulness, I kind of miss them. I'm just going to come out there and say that.
It's okay if you do not understand America. In Russia, filthy means good. Very good.
All right, filthy means good in a different world. All right.
Here's my phone number, American.
Well, I mean, I think you've crossed a line now.
Now we go back to the acupuncture station. Lynn has decided to try it again because she was feeling a little groggy, a little weird. You almost think that she got poisoned, but she didn't. The masseuse told her that, you got to finish this. So she gets back under there, and we get back into the memory.
Like a flashback, kind of?
Yes.
What are these flashbacks of, if you wouldn't mind me asking?
Well, I explained it pretty in depth earlier. Were you not paying attention again? Was that bald eagle really a big distraction for you?
What bald eagle? You mean my raven?
Oh, now it's a raven. Now it's a raven.
It's always been a raven. I don't know what you're talking about. It's the most American bird there is.
Go ahead and bring these guys on my podcast. Okay. Yeah, the raven. So anyways, in this flashback.
Nevermore, quoth the raven, if I might just interject that there.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Raven.
Thank you, Jeff. So in this flashback, we see Lynn telling Sue that she basically has to arrest her because she was driving a gang around. She was their getaway girl, and Sue didn't like that. She said, "Just forget about it. It's no big deal."
Forget about it.
Right. Thank you, Jeff, again.
I remember my first gang driving job.
Please tell us.
Like it was yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
How do you know?
Okay, anyways, then Lynn shoots her metal rope, I would like to call it.
I think it's more of like a cord.
I think the word you're looking for is cable.
I'll call it a cable cord rope.
I mean, I'll take it. That's a better description.
All right, a cable cord rope.
It's a better description of what I was.
Thank you. Right at Lynn shoots it right at Sue and grabs her arm. What do you guys think about siblings arresting each other?
I mean, I've had to arrest my siblings many a time.
You're a police officer?
Well, not in any official capacity. I mean, you might say vigilante.
Is that, if you're a true American, vigilantism is illegal in America?
Do you say it's legal in America?
It's also illegal in Russia too.
It's illegal in Russia?
Legal. No I. Just legal.
No.
No, see, I do what they call lawful vigilantism, where I know what's right and I know what the law says, and I have free reign inside of it.
That is just vigilantism. There is no lawful in front of that.
Well, no, because it's lawful vigilantism, because I know the law. I'm just carrying it out.
Just like all Americans think they know law.
What is that supposed to mean?
All right. So we see Lynn grab Sue, and Sue does not like this. So she brings this Assassin's Creed-like blade out of her arm.
I did notice how it was kind of akin to an Assassin's Creed blade. You know, one of those Assassin's blades.
I would say much like Baraka on Mortal Kombat. Big Russian-looking dude.
Of course, the Russian wouldn't know what Assassin's Creed is.
I don't know why, because it doesn't even take place in America. It's like the Middle East usually.
It eventually
I mean, in the modern day, I don't know what you're talking about, of course, but I think in the modern day it'd be more.
Sounds like you play these games quite a bit.
Oh no, I don't play video games. Video games. I was trying to say video games. You know, kind of like keeping with a southern accent, and I kind of forgot what I was going to say there for a second.
All right, well, we see the blade come out, and she cuts the cord, and the cord slings back at Lynn and slices her in the face, gives her this nasty scar that she has kept for years.
I don't think that she kept it. I think that it was there. I think that she would have gotten rid of it if she could have.
Wow. We got a Russian and American, more like a Russian and a grammar Nazi. How about it, huh, Boris?
Don't touch me, swine.
You are just the worst. I don't know why I keep inviting people like you on here. So from that, Lynn, she wakes back up. She wakes back up from the acupuncture flashback that she's having. and decides, man, she really just needs to go give it to her sister and just kick the crap out of her. What do you guys think about siblings fighting?
I mean, as I've stated previously, I fight with my siblings.
You said you arrested them. How? Well, now you're fighting.
You think
them.
that my full-blooded American siblings are gonna go down without a fight? I don't think so, sir.
If they're law-abiding citizens,
Not in the America I know. Not in the blueberry pie eating, American football playing soccer. America that I know.
In Russia, we are required to kill at least one of our siblings before age 12. It is rite of passage.
So in Russia, if you're the
We have very large families in Russia.
If you're the living sibling,
So I have a question. Pertaining to that situation. What if you're an only sibling? Only child, I meant to say.
You find cousins or neighbors or stray dog down the street and you murder them.
So why don't you just murder a stray dog as opposed to killing another human being?
There are not enough stray dogs like puny America here.
What makes you think we have a bunch of stray dogs?
We keep our dogs in check. We do not let them cage fight.
You keep your dogs in the Czech Republic?
With Michael Vick, is that a problem?
How do you know who Michael Vick is?
That you have, say, here with your puny, pathetic football.
What sports do you... Hockey?
And I've played American football my entire life, and I've never heard of a professional football player named Michael Vick. I know Pele, Ronaldinho, Messi.
Sir, I don't know if you know what football is.
Oh, I've been telling you, I've been playing it my entire life. Well,
Right.
my entire adult life. I mean, I didn't really get to play too much sports when I was younger.
Adult? How are you an All-American?
All-American in what sense?
You said you were a 3-time
Oh, no,
All-American.
I never said anything like that.
Oh, boy.
You bring us on this podcast and you make liars out of us, Mason. I do not like where you stand as character.
Well, I'm not a character, sir.
Your physical character, your personal character traits. It is, as you say, turn of phrase.
we get to the fight, and, well, Sue and Lynn, they just go at it. They're throwing rocks. They're throwing metal. It is just an all-out bash. Whoa. Talk about some UFC and Avatar Kingdom.
I'm sorry, what's UFC?
I've seen plenty of united fighting cages.
Not even close.
And not once have I seen wizard ladies throw metal pieces or rock pieces with their brain at each other. I think you've lied to us, Mason. You make us fools, you call out our personal character, and you lied to us. I do not like you anymore, Mason.
It was just a comparison.
Yeah, and you can say anything you want about me, how maybe I'm not American. I don't even understand the concept of that. But don't bring my nice Ruski friend over here into this.
He is very, very nice Yankee, as they call. He wears nice blue shirts. Leave him alone.
I feel like you're kind of like sticking to one part of my physical characteristic that's not immutable.
I don't know what that word means.
As they're fighting, Sue, she just whacks Lynn over to this gazebo made out of metal. And she asks her, "Are you done?" And Lynn says, "Oh no, she's not done." And she picks up a big piece of metal, and then Sue picks up some rock, and they go to hit each other over this bridge, and boom, Opal airbends them out.
Oh, and we do get some confirmation from the last episode. These cities are not made entirely out of metal.
Correct, and you know that how?
What are you talking about?
You watched the last episode?
Oh, what are you saying?
All right. Great. So, she tells us, put your differences aside, and man, does Lynn look bad because she still didn't finish that flashback.
Differences aside, this good comparison for American and Russian. I like it. Continue, Mason.
She didn't finish that flashback, so what she do? She gotta go back to that flashback room, get some more acupuncture. Again, you guys still like that acupuncture idea?
I do not know what acupuncture is.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
We're gonna move past it. She goes into it and she sees how, we get a little bit of old tough. Still blind as a bat, I'll tell you what. She just rips the police report in half, and we see that, Sue just gets away with it again. And there really isn't much more to the flashback, but it ends it. I don't know what she really learned, the lesson. Do you guys see a lesson in that?
I mean, I didn't see the episode, so I guess if there's any lesson to glean from that, it's that maybe she shouldn't act entirely like her mother. Maybe she should take on a little bit more aspects of her sister, even though she kind of is in the opposite stance. But maybe they can put aside their differences and actually act like a family.
That is the most intelligent thing you've said this whole podcast, Jeff. How about you, Boris?
I say lesson you take away from it is do not take Papa Bear's bed. Do not eat Papa Bear's porridge, but always remember to eat Little Red Riding Hood. Thank you.
That was beautifully said, Boris. Wow. All right. So to get towards the end of this episode, we see Lynn eating some food. She's eating some kale with walnut and coconut smoothie. Yuck.
That's actually the most American beverage that you could possibly have.
Oh God. Boris, did you bring this guy from Russia with you? Because I don't think he's American.
I think he's very American. Why would you suspect otherwise?
My bad.
Look at the blue he wears. Look at all the blue he wears. That's a very American color. Would you say otherwise?
I would say blue is the most American color.
The most American. You should not be suspicious of all his blue he's wearing. Continue.
Speaking of blue, which is a color, and the color is green all around in this episode, we see, like I said, Lynn eating, and Opal walks by, and Lynn's like, Opal, come on in. Don't be shy. And she apologizes to her and tells her, follow your dreams. If you want to go to the Northern Air Temple to learn how to be an airbender, then just do it. And she takes that advice. Great advice. Last thing we see is our villains. They are chilling around a fire. And Zahir is meditating, and then all of a sudden, he just says, she's at the metal gang being protected by it. That's what I meant by that. So how do you guys think he found Korra through this meditation?
So who's Korra?
Oh, Lord. Korra is the Avatar. She was the one learning how to metal bend early on.
To answer Mason's question, I think that he used Russian technique of meditation to where it is out-of-body experience. And you go out of body.
I didn't know Russians meditated.
All the time. Where do you think monks learned it from?
The monks learned it from the ancient Americans. Americans have a very long and tenured history of the most spiritual enlightenment of any civilization on the face of the earth.
If you say so, American Todd.
So I'm kind of curious about this Russian meditation. If you think this is how Zahir did it,
I will speak no more of it.
Why not?
Hey, quit asking him about it.
Why not?
Proceed with episode before I stab you.
The episode's over. I want to know how you think.
Oh, is the episode over?
Whoa!
Is the episode over?
What was that?
I don't, because I think we still got to read like some trivia.
Draw no attention to Slipped Russian accent. He's fully
accent?
American.
I'm a red-blooded American man.
Leave it alone. Not you blue-blooded, not red blood. Red blood like communism.
I'm sorry, blue
like
blood.
America.
Yes. Americans have blue blood.
Wow, this was rough, but hey, let's move on to trivia. First trivia of the night is the Kalinutsko is a reference to
I think it's actually Kalinutsko, kind of like how nuts pronounced, because it's got nuts in it.
It is like word Kalvliksklo in Russia means very pretty rose.
Well, it is referenced by Brian.
That's not what that word means. I mean, I don't know what Russian is.
You only know American words.
I only know just blue-blooded American. I guess there is Blue Bloods. That's a TV show in America, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, right. You're
Why
right.
would you be mistaken? You're very American. You know of this.
All my life I've been living in America.
Every day.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't believe you. But back to trivia. That word, Kalinutsko, is referenced to Brian Konetsko. The idea for the drink was developed by Michael Dante DiMartino, Tim Hendrick, Joshua Hamilton, and Katie Matilla, based on Konetsko's propensity for raw vegan smoothies. If anyone's wondering what that drink is, it's the smoothie Lynn was drinking towards the end. Next piece of trivia, the golden ornament on one of the structures in Suyin's estate bears a resemblance to the top of the Chrysler Building in New York. Mr. American, how do you feel about the Chrysler Building?
I actually love the Chrysler Building. New York City is one of my favorite states.
Chrysler Building is for crap.
New York City's one of your favorite states?
Of course.
I have some bad news for you, sir.
What? Bad news?
New York City's the city. It's not the state.
Oh, that's what I said.
New York City is not the entire state.
No.
We have been led astray this entire time. We must change history books. I'll be right back.
Who's we? He just left. Where did before he even answered my question,
Actually, this is when I wanted to bring on my friend, another true-blooded American man.
I'm actually more blooded in American than this
so
guy.
You
over
look
here.
exactly the same as Boris.
Well, I tell you what, sir, that I'm more
Blue-blooded, I think you mean.
blue-blooded American than this fellow right here, even though he's wearing just blue. But I tell you what, man, I may look just like your friend Boris, but I tell you what, I don't look like I tell you what. Boris.
You can't just leave the room and come back and change
I don't
your
know
accent
who Boris is. What are you talking about?
I think you're making stuff up, sir. Man, can I get your name first before we go any further? My name's Cletus. What's your name?
You may not. All right, next piece of trivia. Lynn is the main character of this episode, whereas Korra only has a supporting role?
Now, I might have to tell you that I've been standing outside of the studio the entire time you've been reading these trivia pieces, and I tell you what, that I heard that piece before. I know I've heard that piece before, that this Lint character was definitely the main character. I tell you what.
Hey, Cletus, can I speak to you alone for a minute?
Yeah, sure. What's your name again?
If you my name is Jeff.
Your name's
He's your
Jeff?
friend.
Is it with a G or with a J?
My name is Jeff.
You can't steal bits.
What are you talking about? That's my name.
That's my name.
Mason, if you wouldn't mind taking your headphones off, so Cletus here, and I can talk for just a second.
Oh, whatever.
Boris, I think that you're coming on a little strong with American accent.
I think he's on to us. What do you think?
We probably will have to kill him.
With the American swine. We
Okay, whoa. Just because my headphones are off doesn't mean I can't hear you guys talking. We're right
What are you
next to each
talking
other.
about?
I don't think you can hear us whatsoever.
Again, I think it's just a little strong.
All right. I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear you talking about killing me.
I don't know what
And
you're referring to right
move
there, my
on
friend.
to-
I would
Next
never
piece-
kill a soul.
This episode
Tone it down.
This episode was the last of 4 to be leaked by the Mexican Nickelodeon.
Yeah, no, I want to say something about little Mexicans here. I'm not sure how I feel about them. I know America right now is putting up a little petition to put up a wall or some nonsense like that. I am pro-wall.
Cletus, I kind of think that it's kind of weird how you know actually what's going on in America, whereas I have been misinformed this entire time.
This has gone on long enough.
You know what? I agree. It has gone on long enough.
Did you just interrupt me while I'm trying to arrest?
I don't know who you are. I was talking to Mason just a second ago, and then this new guy.
I am Interpol, and you are under arrest.
What's Interpol?
Don't worry about it. You are under arrest.
Everyone hold on to your biscuits. I have gun trained on both of you now. You sit tight and tell me who you really are.
Well, I have a gun trained on both of you as well, and it is a laser gun, for I am from outer space.
And I see your two very tiny laser guns.
They are actually quite proportionally large to my tiny body.
And I raise you two very large Kalashnikovs, which are two actual guns from Russia, I promise you.
I have 2 batons.
You are the dangerous man bringing 2 batons to a gunfight.
And I am Flurg Flax from the 8th planet of the outer dimension.
If I have to
will bring
hear
terror
one
down
more
upon
word
your
from
world,
Little
and
Green
you
Man,
shall know the
then I will
fury.
shoot you in the head.
Long live the Queen!
For Mother Russia!
Charge!